is a place that's just like an island. But in the daytime you don't see it because the water will cover it, or cover nearly. You can't have access to it. You can, at nighttime cannot go. At daytime you can go. You go when the sun rises and you come back when the sun sets. Then the water is still not so high. You still can see the rock, and you can walk over back to your home. But if it's a little later, the water will be too high, you can't walk. And there's no even boat to bring you from that small island in the middle back to the river bank. So I went there every day to meditate, because there was a very famous master who lived in that, opposite the bank, next to the island. Yeah. And he told me I should go there and meditate in that cave for 7 days, and then you feel good. He told me. I said, okay, why not? I have nothing else to do. Because his disciples always go there and do retreat in the daytime. And nighttime she has to come back because it's dangerous to stay there. Sometimes the water come very high and cover the caves. You can't stay there. So I went there every day and meditate. And that was the last day of my 7-day retreat that I promised the teacher. And then when my husband came. So I said, okay, stay here, wait, and come back. I tell him I come back about 6 o'clock in the evening. 5 o'clock the sun set, and I walk out, and then I walk around, and then there is a boat to take me back to the other side, and I walk for a while, and then about 6 o'clock, fine, huh? But that day, I couldn't go by boat. There was so much wind and rain, the Ganges water became like an ocean, so much waves, so no boats coming. So I wait for a while. I know it's no boat, so I had to turn around and walk many miles upstream, where there will be a bridge, hanging bridge, and then I can cross over there and then run back along the side of the riverside and go back to my mountain up there. So that take longer time. It's about 7 o'clock or more when I reach my place. But my husband already gone. Yeah. And they told me, just left. And I don't know what's going on. So I found my friend. Oop. So scary. I found my friend, the raw food survival into 24th century. So I say, where's my husband? At that time, he was still my husband. So it's okay. He said, oh, he just gone. He said, how he gone? I told him to wait for me here. He said, I don't know. He's just gone. And I said, what's this? Because I recognized it was a movie camera that was belonged to me before I left him. It was given to me by my fiancé, the other one that I did not marry. Also not the doctor. It's a long story. Forget it. I was chased by a couple of doctors, but forget it. Just the main one enough for you. Anyhow, that one is very rich, the one that I did not marry. Very, very rich. Ooh. He had a big box full of jewelry, antique. He said, that belonged to you. Now I have even more. So that's another story. Okay. My ex-husband are not rich, just okay, average doctor. But the other one was richer, the one I didn't want to marry. He managed to engage, but that's it. No more. What was now? Okay. And then I said, what was that? He said, oh, he gave me this movie's camera. I said, why he gave you this camera? It used to belong to me. He didn't say anything, just left. I said, no, he just gave me the camera. I said, now it belongs to you, and then he just left. I said, it's funny. It's really funny. Is there anything else you say to him? He said, no, not really. We just talk, and then your husband asked me, where do I stay? I say, I stay here. In your room. And sleep in your bed. I said, oh, that's it. Oh, I was so mad at him. I said, why are you so stupid? He said, why? It's the truth. Of course, but the truth is not true. Huh? It sounds as if I live with him and we sleep together. And that's why my husband left. I guess, huh? I guess. That's why he threw that camera to him and I left, because that belonged to me. He probably bring it to me, for me. But then he thought because now I live with that guy together, so that camera belonged to him too. Because I belong to him. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. I said, no. This is bad, And I was so kind of mad and kind of panic. And the guy didn't know anything. Said, oh, she changed. It's strange. And then I run, I run after him. I run to the bus stop to find him. But then he's gone. When I arrived, he just gone. A few minutes ago. Just like he left and I come. Just like the movies, Just like those sad romantic movies. Oh, jeez. I asked them, do you see, my husband just left here anywhere? So, who is your husband? I said, the one with burr like this, German, tall, handsome. I said, oh, yeah. He just left, which bus long ago? And I said, is there any other bus now? Said, no, last one, gone. It's late. I say, so, because I chased him with a horse car, it takes a long time. In India, you have horse car. One horse carry about 10 person. And I ran the whole car. Still couldn't chase after him. He just left. Okay, I don't mind if he misunderstand me, but he's not supposed to be. He just came first time to see me. I didn't want him to get hurt like this. I also didn't want him to see me, but since he came already, I don't want him to have just a bad souvenir to bring home. He came such a long way and we didn't see each other for a year, and I don't want him to feel so bad, Suppose he felt bad, otherwise he wouldn't have throw the camera there and go without saying one word to me and without written even a note to say why. So I didn't go there for that purpose, and he misunderstood. So next day I went to the post office and tried to call him. But to call Delhi from there is like you contact the moon or Mars, Just hello, and then whoop, cut. And before you can even say hello, you have to wait half a day to get the line. There's only one post office, and there's a kind of, old-fashioned kind of transport communication. Because the mountain is Himalaya, there's no such convenient, walkie-talkie mobile phone like we had. So I wait half a day just to say hello, and then it cut. And then I wait another few hours again just to say another hello. And then the other guy don't understand anything about English. I said, get somebody talk English. Get somebody English. I say, English? No, sorry, bang. Okay, so next, the third time, I wait another 4 hours to get through. And then I asked an Indian guy, who spoke English in the post office. Luckily, I go, please tell him I want to talk to somebody who speaks English over there, and don't hang me up again. Because it take me a whole day to say hello. So, okay, finally, I got through the message. My husband, is he still there? Because I guess he went back there. I don't know where he went. I guess he went back there because the friend said he wanted to go back to Germany. Why? He just came there. He wanted to stay there for 2 weeks holiday, and then he came, don't meet me, and then go back for Germany. So that means he's very sad, So I say, please go and find my husband. I say, who's your husband? We have 1,000 around here with beard and blue eyes and, blonde hair and tall and handsome. So I said, no, my husband, so-and-so name, please find him. And then he said, no, we don't know. So I said, okay, so please tell him that, I call, if he comes, such and such name. He said, okay. But then I wasn't sure the man understands, so I might give a kind of telegraph. But I didn't even know that he would receive it. I said, you misunderstood. Please come back immediately. So, and I left it there, but I had no hope that he will receive. And I waited and waited. I don't see any reply. A few days later, I left. I went to further higher region to go to visit those, like Gango Street, where the source of the Ganges River is. So I went up there, and very high mountain. And I also didn't say, I did say I go where, but to just random people over in around that area. Then my husband did come back. And then he did ask the people there and chased after me up to the place where I was. I was in a midway only, and then I stay in a hotel, before I go further. At that time, in that place, you still have a hotel, if you can call that a hotel at all. But at least you have a room with 4 walls, like in a prisoner, you have a cell like that, solitary cell, and that's enough, because at least it keeps you solitary from the mosquitoes. You hang your mosquito net there, between the 4 walls, on top of the nails that you nail on the wall, and then that's it. You just jump in from the door, and then you're in the mosquito nest and in the 4 walls. And it's cheap, it's not expensive. I can't afford it too much. But when I went there to ask for a room, the person at the registration desk asked me, "You can't stay alone. Do you have a husband?" So I had to say, "Oh, my husband, yes, I have one. He's coming soon." He's coming in the afternoon. I just say like that, at random. But really, he did come in the afternoon. Afterward, yeah. And then so what happened? I was on the street buying some fruit. I'm sure I told you all this story. Yeah? Maybe in Chinese. Maybe in German. Okay. I was planning to write a book, a story of my life, and become a bestseller. There's so many things I cannot even tell you. This is one of those stories, Okay, so I was buying fruit, I booked a hotel, okay, put everything there, I locked my room, and then went out, buy some fruit. I was just choosing some mango, And then suddenly, there were 2 big hands behind me, cover my face like this. And I was struggling to get free. And there was a voice, very familiar, "Happy birthday." And I turned around, there he was, my husband. We had the same birthday. Yeah. So I said, "Okay, happy birthday to you." And so that night he stayed with me there, and then we traveled together up there. I didn't have to explain anymore, because he know I'm alone there. Yeah? And he never asked about the guy with the camera. He probably knew too. When he went there already, probably the guy explained to him that he just borrowed my room. Meanwhile, he had already a room next door, and then with his girlfriend. So probably he went there, and everything is clear. The truth always comes out. I didn't even have to say anything anymore, because when he found me in the Himalaya alone like that, in a small room alone, then he knows. Okay, and then he was very happy, that I let him travel with him and then walk together to many different places. I show him the Himalaya that I know through the maps. And many of the legends, the stories, the mysticism around concerning those places. And he was fascinated, yeah. But he was a non-believer, He was a Catholic, though, until he didn't pay the church tax, and then they kicked him out. He said, "I believe in God, but I don't believe in church tax." So the priest also did not believe in him. So he said, "Because I don't pay church tax, I will not be able to marry you in the church." That was before, before we married. I said, "I don't mind. Marry anywhere." And also, he's not pray for when he died. The funeral service they don't give him. He don't pay church tax. He couldn't attend church and all that. I said, okay, never mind. I call all my Buddhist teacher come pray for you. He said, even if I don't pay tax for the temple, he said, no, we don't have just tax system in Buddhism. We pray for free. And since you're dead anyhow, you couldn't pay anything. It's all right. So he was very happy that the Buddhist monks are better. He said, my God, 25% tax is wicked, I can't afford it. He said, can't afford it. He was a doctor, but then he continued to study and research more in his subject so that he can be better doctor, So he had money. We live on well, but not very famous, not very rich. It's okay. Because he also was just graduate not long ago, and he has to do his internship and apprenticeship, for 2-3 years without not much pay. And also I have to buy a house and all that, So I understood. I never demand him anything. He give me what he can, and always unasked. Very generous husband, very considerate. I never complain about him, never, nothing. Except sometimes some woman patients or nurses, they they felt like they should need some protection from him sometimes, and it take longer than is necessary. They even came to my house for protection. Then I was a little bit, angry. Otherwise, not much. Oh, where were we? Huh? Huh? Happy birthday. Okay, fine. That's it. That's where he found me, And it's funny how he found me just like that. Always. He always find me wherever he wanted. Before that, he went all over to many post office, before the Rishikesh, Before that, the first time, he went I said, how you find me in Rishikesh? He said, he went to every post office, every bank, and asked whether such and such small Asian lady come here, get money, or post letter, or blah, 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 anything like that, or not. So, no. He traced me in every way he can, Traced me into the ashram where I just left. I left in 3-4 ashram, and he chased them all up to there, but then I just left. Just like in the movies, I told you. He came and I just left before that, just a few minutes or maybe last night, something like that. And then he traced to the last place where he met me at the spring water. Okay, now, so we went together everywhere, blah, 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 like that, and came back. Later on, he had to go home, and I continue my search for spiritual wisdom in India. At that time I already had some, but I thought I still need some more, in case. And so I continue a lot. So that was it. Well, this story just... Okay, fine. This story, sometimes I want to remember, just to remind me that sometimes people can be very wrongly accused, or wrongly judged by just outer action, by just simply the so-called facts, but it's not the truth. Yeah. If that lousy guy just say a few words more, would have saved my husband tickets and time and agony that he had to go through for 4 or 5 days. He still loved me at that time, and he expected me to sit cross-legged and somewhere, like a holy person, not to run around with a guy like that, and survival up to the 24th century with him. So I didn't want to hurt him so much, he was very hurt, that's why he left immediately. Don't say even one word, don't even say goodbye, nothing. He was a gentleman, you see, he didn't want to trouble my new relationship. Thanks a lot. I didn't need it. That lousy guy keeps saying more, He knows he's my husband. Why he say, I live here, I sleep here? He could have said more, okay, she lent me her room, but we are not boyfriend, girlfriend. Then I would be more grateful instead of being mad at him later. And I was mad at him and he was surprised. Oh, you changed. Because I have never been mad before during all this time in the ashram or anywhere else, and everybody knows. I was a smiling angel, And I had no reason to be mad at anybody, except that he's too stupid to not to be mad at, I say, you're just so stupid. And that I left, and he said, oh, you changed. What would you say in my case? Huh? What would you say? Yeah, same, huh? Or maybe more, huh? Maybe say it with fingers. I had to do that sometimes too, during my pilgrimage journey sometimes, because some guys, they are very rude. In India, a woman don't walk alone, don't go out alone, don't stay alone overnight anywhere, because then you will be looked down upon as not good, taken advantage of all the time. So of course I have to go everywhere alone. I couldn't find anyone to go with me. My husband didn't want to come with. I didn't have any friend who has the same crazy idea that I had at that time. So how I not go alone? Huh? So I go alone everywhere. I mean, sometimes, people come and make trouble for me, Okay, it's okay, just talk, and then I say, okay, I don't want it, go away. But during my meditation, and go disturb me and touch my face and all this, And so, of course, I have to give him some kind of proof that, bang, like this, really give into his face, and he's still there, and I give another one, bang. And then he understood the language. Because the verbal language failed to convince him that I don't want to have anything to do with him. So I had to give him some kind of, like sign language. I don't think it hurt him so much. It just shocked him, and then he knows. Okay, sometimes like that. You had to do that. And sometimes children, they throw stone at you if you happen to go through Muslim village or town. Because after I have so much trouble with men, I put on my monk's robe. First I thought I don't want to wear it because it's too eye-catching, It's very yellow, It's Tibetan, yellow and pink, red and all that. And sometimes Indian monk. I was ordered into two traditions, Indian and Tibetan. And I have both of the robe set, and that's all I carry with me. Besides of my two, that was after I have more transportation. And one set Tibetan, one set of Indian, and one set of the white. I left one in another place. I had two before, a white like pajama, like tunic, that I went to Himalaya with. There was only two, but after I was ordained, I have two more. So I wear them alternatively, and to let people know that I'm a nun, and even I travel alone, I don't mess about with you, so leave me alone. But then I have another problem. Like, everybody want to come and take me home, to worship and to offer. In India, they respect monks and nuns so much. They call them saint. They call you Babaji, Maharaji, Mahatmaji, Mataji, Chi. And they want to bring me home to feed me, clothe me, give me milk, give me bath, give me room, things like that. Because these people are renunciate people. But I don't know, they are not always kind to other monks and nuns. It's just to me. But I have to always refuse, because I don't like to be worshipped that way. I just go around and I'm just an ordinary person. But that's okay, also fine. And one time I went into a very big camping camping place. That was in Haridwar. Haridwar means gate of heaven. It's one of the very big, famous, important, holy pilgrim place in India. And every 12 years, they have a Kumbh Mela. A Kumbh Mela means a gathering of all the saints and seers and sages in India. It doesn't matter where the person stayed, where the monks or the seer or the yogis, The saint and the sage is the one who can see things, the future and all that, one who can see psychically all that, or the one who already attained enlightenment and all that, or one who had not attained enlightenment and all that. Sometimes they hide themselves in caves, in mountain remote. But at that time of Kumbh Mela, every 12 years they would gather in that place together. And people would come in millions to prepare thousands, hundreds of thousands of tents, free of charge for these monks and also for the pilgrims, whoever like to overnight there. Of course, never enough. But still, they reserved one tent for me. When I just passed by and I said, could I sleep somewhere? And they lead me to one very big tent, as big as this, front place quarter together for me. I was so scared because it's too big for me. And then later the monk and other people want to come in and sleep with me, But I was so scared, I'm not used to it. They sleep so near, and sometimes they want to hug you and all that. I said, no, I'm ticklish, cannot do that. So I ran out and went to another tent. I think that monk was a little funny. I went to another tent where I sleep with more people. I feel safer. But even though that is a very full tent already, very full, very full. And I sleep on edge of the tent and with all the smelling feet and, kicking around and slapping around hands all the time. And I could hardly sleep. So finally I woke up and went out, And then that monk chased after me. He said, go back, sleep in that big tent. I said, no, I don't want it, thank you. I said, no, you have to go back. I said, no, I don't have to. And they said, no, you must. If you don't go back, I say, you're stealing something. I said, come on. And he still tried to force me there, So I just pretend that I go there. And then after I see him, just walk around, I go through the back, under the tent. I crawl under the tent and go through the back and then run away. I was scared of him. I even had to protect myself from monk. Can you believe that? Alone is very dangerous. So be careful. He forced me there. He said, I will steal something. So I have to stay. Can you believe that? Maybe he just wanted to protect me, because he says it's dangerous out there to go alone. And I don't know it. But I say it can't be more dangerous than this. I thought it couldn't be more dangerous. I was scared, I was alone. And that man was so strong. I don't know if he's a real monk or not. Even if you wear monk's robe, Anybody can wear monk's robe in India if you want to. And if you grow a bear as well, wow, you have everything you want. Because you're holy. People worship the monk's robe and the bear, Really, I tell you, if you're fed up with America, with all the tax system and the low pay wages, you just go to India, grow a bear. A bear, right? Mọc râu á. A bird, yeah? And a mustache, yeah, as well, together. And let it grow as long as possible. And to be sure, you dye it in white. And then you sit next to the Ganges River, just sit there, do nothing. And then in front of you, like magic, will appear fruit, milk, chapatis, curry, anything you want. And sometimes all the beautiful girls are prostrating in front of you, the holy sage. Really, if you have a bear, people think you're holy. Luckily, I didn't have one. Even I tried to grow her, I can't. So I said to myself, forget the sainthood. Who need it? That's true, huh? There's a joke, but it's not too far from the truth. So when you go to India, even though the climate is so hot and sticky sometimes, you wonder why all the men grow long beard, Okay, that's just by the way, huh? Where were we? I forgot. Where were we? Huh? Oh yeah, I sneak out of the tent and run away. I know where he was, so I sneak where he cannot find me. I went very far away and then returned back, go back to the gate. And I tried to find a very quiet corner to meditate. And there are some, corner from the house or tent here and there, but never quiet. How can you find a quiet corner when you're in the middle of millions of people? And they talk all day, all night, and they walk all day, all night, and the dust is flying all over like cloud, 24 hours a day. And I wasn't used to it. And I began to feel regretful to have ever set foot in this Kumbh Mela. But it was so tempting, you know, after you read Yogananda and Himalaya Master, and you know, all things like that, huh? The Living Master, all that, Kumbh Mela is a rare thing. Because you don't just stay there 12 years just to see one. And sometimes I forget which year is that, you know. Just happened that year happened. And I was very lucky in that year also, the Kumbh Mela, and many very rare masters that I found before they just dropped dead. Yeah, some live a very long year, 200 years, 300 years, and 250 years, everything, a lot. And that year also, the Dalai Lama also gave a very rare kind of teaching. I didn't benefit much because I didn't hear anything. The translation was lousy. The microphone was out of date, you know, like from the World War III system, World War II museum. So you could hear all the echo. Besides, there was a couple, you know, the Western couple, who happened to find I'm very attractive as a babysitter, so they throw their baby at me all this time, and the baby plucked my nose, fiddle my ears, you know, and pull my clothes, you know. So I was very busy buttoning all the time and keeping away from his finger that poked into my nose at the wrong time, and I itch him all the time. And he squeezed in my ears and then kissed me with his wet lips and, you know, scratched my face, everything, and then screaming and talked to me in all kind of language I didn't know. So I never had a chance to hear one word what the Dalai Lama had to say. You know, not to talk about translation or anything like that. And I could not even move because I was right in the front, next to the holy people. And I'm supposed to be holy with a monk robe and that. I can't even complain. I can't even move. And the baby was just torturing me for 3 hours long. And I said, oh, well, never mind. If the other couple has enlightenment, I probably have some merit as well as a babysitter. And they were so devoted and so attentive to the Dalai Lama that I had no heart to throw back the baby at them, you know. And they seemed to completely forget that they even have a baby. And they forgot me and the baby altogether. Because it's a rare chance that the Dalai Lama, you know, the Holy King of Tibet, gave such kind of initiation. It is supposed to make you become Buddha either in 4 lifetimes or in 16 lifetimes. So you can wait. No? And the initiation is very complicated. First, the Dalai Lama had to... Can I go on about this kind of thing? It would take long, you know. I can go on and on from one thing after another because it's just one of the things. Tell me if it's too late. Okay. So first of all, it's not in Delhi, okay? It's not in Bombay next to the airport or first class hotel, anything like that. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in the mountain, very high mountain, and a barren mountain as that. It's like a desert mountain. And people there who live, those Tibetan nuns and monks or residents, they dig caves into the mountain there and live there. But they were fabulous place. In the evening, I saw all the mountain turn into silver and gold. And all the sky will glitter, you know. And I keep telling people, my God, what a wonderful place. It's all gold and silver. And they say, where? And I say, yeah, the mountain. And they say, no, the mountain is gray. It's not silver. I say, no, it's glittering. Nobody see anything the way I saw. And I thought it's like that. I can't believe what they don't believe. You know, I can't believe because it's so obvious that the mountain is glittering like silver and mountain and gold. And the sky glittering with all kind of light, you know. I said, yeah, here, everywhere. And they look everywhere, but nobody see. And I was beginning to wonder whether they are crazy or I am crazy. But I think my craziness is nicer because it's colorful and glittering. So it's okay. Okay, so just, we slowly go to that. Huh? And then so the Dalai Lama had to travel from Dharamsala, is where his abode is. He has a kind of palace there, huh? And then very far away from that place. That place, I forgot the name. Just now I forgot. But I know, I still can remember if I want to. No. Never mind. I will, if I write a book, I will add it in later. Okay. Anyhow, very far away place, huh? And the Dalai Lama is okay because he has transportation. The army will help him with a jeep, yeah? And all that. And all his subordinates and entourage will go together with him. They went there 10 days before the initiation. First, he has to purify himself by initiating himself. I don't know how that's done, but then he put some kind of flower, white flower, like a band of white dry flower on top of his head like this. Now you have a headband. And then that's a kind of white flower, but dry. Then he had to sit on top of kusha grass kind of seat, prepared for him. And then all the monks surround him in a glass house. 10 days, 10 nights. They have to recite mantras, sutras, and mudras. Mudra means you do the gesture by hand like this, different gesture. Yeah? When you're reciting the mantra and the sutra, you do the mudras together. That's all kind of complicated. And then ring the bell at the same time, yeah? And swing your body back and, sidewise like this. The way the Tibetans do, huh? And sometimes they also put the gong and all that. This is very beautiful also, huh? Very systematic, very rhythmatic, and very holy kind, huh? The chanting is kind of, deep and throaty tone, Ma. And then you feel airy, even though if you don't know what it is, but you feel impressed and airy and very holy indeed, you feel awesome, huh? Respectful, huh? And you became also very aware of something beyond yourself, beyond this ordinary life. Because the mountain and the place alone also impress you. Out of middle of nowhere, it's only mountain, no residence. But then you see some holes in the wall, in the mountain wall, and the nuns and monks appear there with colorful dresses, and they wear beautiful hats like the Russian one, The nuns, they were beautiful because they wear the hat, they cover their bald head, and they look so dignified. And the color of the dress they wear, mostly Burkan color, Burkan, wine color. And then they drop some yellow kind of outfit on it, and chasa, a piece of how you call it? Help me. Look like blanket, but it's packed together 100 pieces, Quilt, yeah. And then wrap around their shoulder, look real holy and ancient. Nah? And that's why I wanted to become Tibetan monk as well. Because they just look beautiful. I had some of these clothes set before. Oh, I think you saw me in the picture, huh? Okay, so now we forget about that. And then out of middle of nowhere like that, 10,000 of people came and walk around all day making a lot of dust. Because there they don't have cement, they don't have paved road, they don't have stone paved road, nothing, just dirt. Dusty. Because the mountain is also bare. Because they cut whatever grass and tree they can find to burn, to cook. So the mountain has nothing at all. But it glows like silver and gold in the night. in my eyes. Other people's eyes, it's also dirt and gray, nothing. They told me it's cold, it's nothing. I said, okay, fine. Yeah. All right, then the Dalai Lama had to do like that for 10 days, purify himself and the monks together before he gave initiation for these people. So they were very, very kind of solemn kind of occasion. It's not like just walk through initiation like here, or walk in convenient method the way we do. But we had more experience. I didn't have any experience at that time. But you're supposed to, when you dream, when you go to sleep at night, they tell you how to dream. You must dream of something. And if you dream of monks or kings or that, then it's supposed to be auspicious. Then you become Buddha very soon. I don't know how soon, but it's supposed to be very soon. You just have to believe it. And if you happen to dream about devil or woman and all that, then it's no good. Yeah. So I was trying very hard to dream of the monks, but I haven't seen any that come to my dream. And nothing come at all. I sleep, probably I snore. I know the monks or the woman or devil, whatever it is, scared and run away. I meditated hard and then I slept, but nothing came. Except the silver and gold mountain and the glittering sky with light. I don't see nothing more. But I saw that before everything, before initiation. Actually, it wasn't initiation. I hear nothing. I was busy, with the pokey nose baby and with his napkins and his wet, slimy lips, kissing me and all that, and tried to talk to me all the time. I can't hear nothing except his baby blah blah. So I don't consider I was entitled to be a Buddha very soon, even if I saw some monks in my dream. And that was it. So a lot of people went there for initiation. He has many Western disciples who come all over the place to see him, especially in such occasion. And before you get there, you have to walk sometime many 10 of miles because there's no car. You have to walk through river, climb many mountains, and sometimes you happen to be lucky and you have some truck meanwhile. So you have to combine, you go by bus, and then you go by train, and then you go by hiking, and then you go by horse car, and then all the time you go by buffalo cars, and then all the time you walk through mountains, climb the mountains, and then all the time you walk through tunnels, dug through the mountain, all the time you swim through the river, and then all the time you happen to find some truck that they go around in the mountain, they want to carry rocks, and then if there's empty space behind, they let you come up one rupee each person. 1 rupee is maybe about half of a cent in American money. Yeah. Over there it's different, huh? Yeah. Very cheap. Okay. But the trucks are very dangerous place to be on. Because there's no roof, nothing. And the truck is high and the mountain road is very tricky. There are a lot of rocks that is hanging from the mountain on top of your head. So you have to watch out. Because if you stand up or you sit on the truck and your head a little bit above the roof, then the rock will hit you. So you always sit, hit, and bow, stand, so your head always have a chance to exercise. Either turn left, turn right, turn to the front, or turn backward. It's up to you, up to the situation. But you have to be fast, or the mountain rock will send your head somewhere else and then send your body to the Dalai Lama, probably. So very dangerous, but better than nothing. And then that, not to mention the way the truck drive, because the mountain road is very windy like this, and then sometimes it's very stiff, and the road is not paved, and you walk you stay on that just like you are riding on a horse, it gallop like this, and sometimes you have to stop. Because landslide, the rock and the sand will run all over on your plate, on your head, and then you have to stand up for your right and shake all the sand and get all the stone from your ears and then run. And then wait until the landslide over, or it never over. Then you have to run back again, find another road, and then run through another mountain. It's longer distance. and then walk again. Sometimes people die, the whole bus or the whole truck, because landslide come without warning. The whole mountain seems just like sliding down upon you and then send you ship rocketing to the pit under there, which about sometimes many, many miles deep. You don't see the bottom. So you never see the bus again. So very dangerous, yeah? But it was exciting. I was young and stupid, so nothing really scares me. But everything scares me now. Everything. When you get old, you don't have courage anymore. Now if you pay me $2 million US, ask me go back, do the same journey again, I say, no, keep yours. Really, it was very, very challenging, you know. And then sometimes you walk through, because you can't bring too many things with you, and you have your luggage, like a sleeping bag and some clothes, then you have to put it on your head with the plastic bag. You have to protect your clothes, because if you wet this one that you wear and you don't have another one to change immediately after you came out of the icy river, then you can become one with the river again. You know, you cold, you stiff, and then they throw you in the river, and then you become one. So that's the problem. See, you have to protect your clothes. You put it on your head, or even when you swim, you have to put it on your neck, you know, with the plastic bag and on your back so you don't get it wet. At least you must have one pair of dry clothes to change immediately after you swim in the river, or walk through the river even. You see? So it's not that easy. The way I try to find the truth is hard way. But it was okay with me. Whatever would I do at that time? I had nothing else to do except to find the truth that I want to seek. See? So anyhow, finally we arrived. Huh? And it was such a beautiful and romantic place, I told you. And then we stayed there for maybe 2 weeks. Huh? Until the initiation over. And still can stay on for a while. And I told you already, the Dalai Lama was always very kind to me, huh? Especially, I don't know why. Every time I see me, he spotted me in the crowd. Ha! Hello, come here. And then he always gave me some of the precious medicine that he made himself. This medicine is specially Tibetan. I probably told you already. It's made of 72 different kind of precious stones and rare medical substance. It maybe over 100 substance together in one little tiny pill like this. And it's, you know, it comprises of a lot of precious stones, even like lapis lazuli and all that kind of thing, in powder. And all kind of very rare Tibetan mountain medicine plant herbs that combine together. And it's supposed to combat all kind of disease, make you live long life, and all kind of negative power will be defeated. A small pill like this, but very expensive. Even his brother, the Dalai Lama brother, had to buy it himself. Not for free. And he couldn't afford it. He buy it. Maybe he can buy 3 at a time only. But the Dalai Lama give me a handful all the time. But I had to tell you, there's some animal substance in it. So I never took any. But it's no problem, it's not waste. I can just distribute it to his hunger disciple and they all worship me like king. Because I don't have any. I saw that I was the only one that he ever gave personally medicine like this. Every time he saw me, he gave me medicine. Yeah, he probably think I need it. I probably look so bad. Yeah, I had some kind of scratch sometime because of climbing the mountain. And I have sometime insect bite, mosquito sometime, you know. Or probably I didn't look so, then I didn't look so smooth then. I didn't put any cream on my face, no makeup or nothing. And sometimes I climb the mountain and I don't take care, you know, so sunburn and all that, it's peeling. And scratch from the trees and kind of thorny bushes, you know, bushes from my arms and faces and all that. So he probably think I desperately need some care. He was just a very kind person. I don't know whether he's holy or not, we don't talk, but he was a very good human being, very gentle, very kind. That's why a lot of people like him, even though they are not his disciple, Tibetan Buddhist, nothing. That's why many people became Buddhist also, huh? And recite mantras and run around with the circumambulate with this, I don't know. They have a kind of Dharma wheel, they call it. Every Tibetan have one. They always go around running either with the beats, prayer beats, or with the prayer wheel, They turn around 24 hours. They say they're turning it because it's just like the rhythm of the universe, like the earth also turning, So turning the wheel of the Dharma. There's a symbolic of the wheel of the Dharma, the teaching. So everybody go around with that all the time. And some Western people, when they converted into Buddhism, they also buy one. And everybody have a bowl like this so you can drink tea. Everywhere you go as a monk, you must have a wooden bowl like that. So because everywhere you go, people will offer tea and eat, and you put it in the bowl. But I don't eat them. There's food because it's always non-vegetarian. Except when you became a monk, the day you shave your head with your master, that's the day all the master and disciple eat vegetarian. They also know vegetarian, but they don't eat that all the time. Just at that day. Yeah. Well, they're used to it. In Tibetan, they say they're used to eating meat. But some of the Tibetan monks are vegetarian by occupation. For example, the oracle monk, he must, as a rule, be a vegetarian at all times. The oracle monk is a monk who has to predict the future and some kind of event by psychic power for the interest of the public. Sometimes the Dalai Lama consult them for some event. Sometimes they have to predict the future of the nation or what the outcome of a very strange event, like predict the future and all that, like horoscope reading, but on a larger scale. And some other monks, they have like the weather forecast man monk, like because he had to make the weather nice whenever the Dalai Lama or some high Lama have to give lecture, because they don't have a big place, so they give lecture in the open air. And a lot of people come like that. Then they have to make sure that during this 1 week or 2 weeks, the weather is tip-top condition every day. No raining allowed. So these are different kind of monks, This weather monk, he has to sit in meditation all day, all night, and control the weather. Send all the rain, the hurricane, the typhoon back to Taiwan or somewhere else. Yeah, it's true. I had also the honor to study with some of them. And I probably was too stupid, and I told it to some of my disciples. And that's how it came, the story of making rain in San Jose last time. And that's how some people scolded me for boasting. Remember? Yeah. Remember the story? Okay. I didn't really boast. I didn't even make rain anymore. I just tell him that, okay, I go and find some rain gods where he drink wine and get drunk and sleep somewhere. I just spank them and make them get up and make rain for you. I made joke with the man who tried to sell me the place in San Jose. And he believed in me. And that's why it rains. Maybe he believed was so strong. And after I come back to San Jose again later, and he showed me the lake that he asked me to make rain there before. He said, this is the lake where the San Jose people, some of them drink, and it's all empty. Can you make rain? Because your disciples say you can do anything. I said, no, I'm not sure if I can, but I can find the rain gods, Probably he get drunk somewhere. I just scold him and send him back to work for you. Maybe it works. And I just said, maybe, They really work, Immediately afterward, the rain fall, and then the half of the lake full. So when he came back, I came back to San Jose again. He showed me the place that I should buy, every paper ready to sign. He showed me only half. Please fill another half too. I said, well, I don't know about that. Let's see. But immediately it rained again later, and the whole lake full again. Remember last time? It was the first time I came to San Jose, and it was maybe first or second time, and it has been dry for 6 years, remember? And many cows dies, many animals dies, many farmers dies, many orchards dies. Died because no water. Orange and all that became very expensive at that time. A lot of farmers bankrupt, and many cows died. So that was the famous thing that my disciple made trouble for me. Because one of our sister told the agency that want to sell the land for me that, oh, my master, she can do anything. So the only thing that person wanted for me at that time was rain, because I don't have water there. So he bring me to, but it happened that the mountain I bought is next to the lake also, and the lake normally have to be full for the resident around there to use, but it was all empty until the last drop already. You can see the whole lake dry. So he said, please fill it. I said, how, what? He said, your disciple tell me you can do anything, anything. So this is nothing to you, right? Okay. Anyhow, I just study a lot of things, but I don't use them anymore because there's no need. You can make rain, that's for sure. That's no problem. You can stop the wind, if you know how. These are just if you can dig deep into the secret formula of the universe. And it's kind of science. It's like science, It's just like before we don't have wireless telephone. We don't have cordless mobile phone. Now we do. If suppose 200 years ago, if you talk to some people long distance in a box like that, and the other one receive you voice just like next door in another box like this, black and small in your hand, people would think you're a magician, right? But now it's ordinary. So some science about the universe have been lost to our knowledge, and we think it's superstition or impossible. Nothing is impossible. Even flying through the air. I'll live a few hundred years or 1,000 years. Nothing is impossible. But what for do you want to? Did I tell you the story about the long-lived lake water? No? Not even that? Jesus Christ. What didn't I all tell you, huh? Okay. Supposedly there was one lake in India, very deep, high in the Himalaya, with the elixir water that has the ability to grant you long life. Okay? So Alexander the Great, the one who conquered nearly the whole earth before, remember? Also want to have that kind of elixir water so he can live long, because there are a few more countries he didn't conquer yet and he was getting old. So he went to the lake. It's very difficult to find that lake, because not many people know. But then because of his power, he has a lot of spies and FBI, CIA agency has been able to find it for him. So finally he was there in front of the lake, and he was about to drink it. And then suddenly there come a very husky voice and said, Your Majesty, don't drink it. No, actually he didn't say like this. He said like this, Your Majesty, don't drink it. He threw himself at the feet of the emperor. Oh no, he threw himself at the feet of the emperor. and said, please, Your Majesty, don't drink the water. It's dangerous. And the emperor, Alexander the Great said, why? How can it be dangerous to me? Because the elixir will give me long life, and I will conquer the whole world, and I will conquer the moon, the sun, and the whole universe if I live long. What's the problem with you? Why you obstruct me from drinking this water? And the old man said, look at me. I drank the water many hundred years ago. What will become of me now? You can see for yourself. I cannot die, and I can't live like this. The reason why I live on because I just want to keep this water. I want to stop anybody who come here and drink it. So, Alexander the Great got the message. I supposed to be a legend, I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't there. Obviously, Alexander the Great, emperor, did not drink it because he died, right? Where were we? Before the lake, where were we? Huh? Where were we before the lake? Huh? San Jose. What that was? Too old-fashioned. All right. Okay. I remember now. Okay. The monks, the Tibetan monks, with different magical power. Okay. So anyhow, so you know already, about the rain monks and the rain monks and the oracle, The oracle monks supposed to be vegetarian. I'm just telling you. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, most of the other monks are non-vegetarian, except the day they shave their head or their disciples shave their head to become monk. And so I never ate those food that offered by them. I just drink tea. The tea is very peculiar, and even though it sounds good and nutritious, it's like you have butter, and they put the butter in the hot tea. See, so they call it butter tea. Even though it's very good for the cold climate, like Himalaya, but it has a very strong, peculiar taste. And you have to be used to it. Or you have to be dead thirsty. And then don't smell nothing anymore, just drink it. But you get used to it. It's quite tasty. It's just that you would probably never drink this kind of tea in your whole life if you don't meet Tibetan people. Because it's salty and buttery. It's not the ordinary tea that we drink, either plain or sugar, not sweetened. This one is made with butter and salt, so it's very salty. It's good for them. Because salt in such a region is like gold, you know that? So in Vietnam, when I was young, I know people used to trade, some of the precious things from the mountain people with salt. Because the mountain people, they need salt so much. Because it's so hot, so high there, and if they don't have salt, they dehydrate somehow, So they need it a lot. So the plain people in the city used to cheat them, bring them salt, but take silver and precious stone and all kind of horns, and or elephant tusk, tiger skin, anything from them they give. If you just make salt too valuable to them that they have to beg you for it, because the mountain folks are very innocent people, very pure, and they're dying for salt, Salt, S-A-L-T. So sometimes they're cheated a lot by the people from the city. Oh God, where I'm going. from Tibet to Vietnam, from tea to elephant tusk. What else should I tell you? Where were we before the lake? Huh? San Jose. What that was? Too old-fashioned. All right. Okay. I remember now. Okay. The monks, the Tibetan monks, with different magical power. Okay. So anyhow, so you know already, about the rain monks and the, rain monks and the oracle, The oracle monks supposed to be vegetarian. I'm just telling you. That's all. Okay. Otherwise, most of other monks are non-vegetarian, except the day they shave their head or their disciples shave their head to become monk. So I never ate those food that offered by them. I just drink tea. The tea is very peculiar, and even though it sounds good and nutritious, it's like you have butter, and they put the butter in the hot tea. See, so they call it butter tea. Even though it's very good for the cold climate, like Himalaya, but it has a very strong, peculiar taste. And you have to be used to it, or you have to be dead thirsty. And then don't smell nothing anymore, just drink it. But you get used to it. It's quite tasty. It's just that you would probably never drink this kind of tea in your whole life if you don't meet Tibetan people, because it's salty and buttery. It's not the ordinary tea that we drink, either plain or sugar, sweetened. This one is made with butter and salt, so it's very salty. It's good for them, because salt in such a region is like gold, you know that? So in Vietnam, when I was young, I know people used to trade, some of the precious things from the mountain people with salt, because the mountain people, they need salt so much, because it's so hot, so high there, and if they don't have salt, they dehydrate somehow, so they need it a lot. So the plain people in the city used to cheat them, bring them salt, but take silver and precious stone and all kind of horns, and or elephant tusk, tiger skin, anything from them they give. If you just make salt too valuable to them that they have to beg you for it, because the mountain folks are very innocent people, very pure, and they're dying for salt, Salt, S-A-L-T. So sometimes they're cheated a lot by the people from the city. Oh God, where I'm going. From Tibet to Vietnam, from tea to elephant tusk. What else should I tell you? What was it before? A Dalai Lama monk. Right? Okay, but why did I say all these things? Black day, huh? Nothing is possible. Okay, but nothing is impossible. I mean, everything is impossible. Yeah, nothing is impossible. Yeah, it's true. What was it then? Why did I tell you all this? Find the truth, yeah. That was a long time already. Okay, if I forget, then it's good. It means not so important. I don't remember. Okay, let's say I got the initiation. But I don't. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to tell you about the initiation. Yeah. Got it. I got it. Okay. Because you'll be curious to know, what is so precious about it. He only do that, if he does at all, once every 10 years. Yes, because it's such a big deal, so much arrangement. They have to make a big tent to feed thousands of people. The Dalai Lama had to sit there for 10 days on a stretch, with all the monks, and they have to dance also, a very special mystical dance to invoke the spirits of the region and to make offering to the Buddha and to invoke all the protectors of the Dharma to come and protect them So to keep the Maya away, so that the initiation will become successful. And where the monk has to wave out his fan and, walkie-talkie to talk to the rain god to stay away, go to Taiwan or United States. Something like that, you know what I mean? So many things they have to do. And the oracle monks have to stay day and night at the back and call just to predict if anything happened. And also the Dalai Lama security and all that, Wow, it's a big arrangement. And he does that only once every 10 years. So a lot of people, very lucky. They feel they can sit there and receive it. So every day before the initiation, the Dalai Lama recited mantra and mudra and sutra and all that. And then the people will walk around this glass house where the Dalai Lama and the monks sit, in circumambulation, they call it. Circumambulate. A sign of respect. I don't know how much respect they have for the Dalai Lama and the monks, but I do know that they have a lot of dust made by their movement. And sometimes they prostrate full length on the floor and make more dust. And I had a lot of cough there going on with me, And many men also cough, And one time I put my mattress, on the floor somewhere next to the house, and some men just spit, on my mattress through the window. Oh, that's Indian. That's normal. I shouldn't, lay my mattress on next to the window like that. They throw anything on the window. Sometimes they cook, they peel some vegetarian and just throw it on top of my head when I sit there. They think I'm a cow or something. Because when they do some vegetable and the rest left over, they throw it through the window and the cow pass by, we eat them. They don't have a garbage collector system. Yeah? So the master in India is very easy. Sit pretty. No need to collect garbage. Actually, the cows in India are the garbage collector. They walk everywhere free because nobody dare to eat them. They can milk them, yeah? They can feed them, they can worship them, but they cannot kill them. They will die naturally. People in India don't eat cow's meat. They believe it's holy because the cow feeds the whole mankind and nourish them with the milk. So they revere the cows as a mother. So they don't ever kill cows, except those believe in other religion, whose name I shall not want to mention, to prevent holy war sometimes. The Hindu people don't eat cow, yeah? But sometimes they do. You find surprised. Yeah? And they're not supposed to, but the modern time people, sometimes they do that. What was it then? What is it that I'm talking about? One only at a time. One. Initiation. Okay. Okay, about the initiation. Fine. Okay, and after that, Okay, during these 10 days before the initiation started, I was sitting next to the Dalai Lama and the monks outside. They make the glass door so that people can see them, but they are protected inside the glass, okay? And I sit in front of the glass, Around the glass house there is a kind of stage, Just like when you make a tent, Just like here you make a stage like this, and they put a glass house in the middle of it. And people sit kind of on top of the glass house. No, next to the glass house, on top of the stage. But only the Westerner in one time, not all the time. And then there was the one Tibetan nun who sit there sometime in the daytime. Because I don't circumambulate. My legs don't tolerate like that. I don't too much, sweaty and dust. And it's just not really worth it. I don't like it. So I just sit there and meditate. And one time I do that every day. And not too many, no other people around. They allow the Westerners to sit there only in some occasion. But I don't know that. I thought the Westerners don't like to sit there every day because it's hot and they don't meditate anyhow. So I sat there and meditate. There's another Tibetan nun who sit there. Also after I sit, she also came up and sit. So a few days like that. But the next day I came, I saw that the bodyguard of the Dalai Lama just asked the nun to sit down on the floor like everybody else. But they don't sit on the floor. Actually, they walk around on the floor. That's why I can't sit on the floor down there. So when I saw she's coming down, I also, come down. But then the Dalai Lama instructed his guard to ask me to come up. Yeah, invited me. So I was the only one who sit there all the time during all this time. Yeah. And he liked me, I think. Yeah, sit next to him. Just separate by the glass door. Huh? Yeah, he instructed the bodyguard. So the bodyguard had to invite me up again. And I was very surprised. A little girl sitting there. But I was in monk's robe. At that time I was in a Hindu monk's robe. Hindu's monk's robe is different from Tibetan. Hindu's monk's robe is either in saffron color, like yellow, yellow or like that, or in pink color, or in red color, or in white. When you see it, you know it's right away. It's very special. But I just make a robe for myself from, neck to toe, covered, just slip like that. Yeah, and I sit there every day, and nobody dare to turn me out anymore until the time is up and over. Then everybody gone home. Yeah, I was very privilegedly treated, I must say. Like give me a big tent in the Kumbh Mela alone, where all the monks have to sleep together, squeezing in another tent. Like let me sit next to the Dalai Lama all this time when nobody else sit. Thing like that. I didn't ask for it. I thought nobody wants to sit. I sit there because I meditate, Where else do I sit? Except next to the monks and the holy people and support them, Support mentally, Like we're doing it together. Yeah, you're doing great, Thing like that. And the initiation is about explaining how to meditate, and the meaning of the initiation, and the symbol that you have to remember during your contemplation. They will give you like a moon silver disc with an Om word or some word, Indian word on it. Now then you have to remember it, memorize it in your head, and then you have to visualize it when you meditate. Apart from that, there is another fresco, a poster, that you have to meditate upon every detail. And the fresco, or the poster, depicted a man and a woman, both completely naked and embracing each other in a very erotic position, and kissing each other with the tongue sticking out long, like 2 meters long, thing like that. Make sure you understand what it is. It's really erotic, I tell you. But you have to remember every detail of this picture, because there's a lot of detail. Like the deities of the picture have some kind of weapons or spiritual symbol in his hand, or the woman look like what, and the curve look like what, and the breast look like what, and the arms look like what, how they embrace, and how the detail of their body, and the symbol in the head, and the tongue, everything you have to remember in your head. And every time you meditate, you have to call back all these details in your mind, and that they call meditation. What do you mean, oh? You should say, ah. Do you know why? You know why they meditate like that? Perhaps just to cure the desire of human sexual need. It's not to mean to give you a pornography kind of idea or anything like that. I don't know if anybody see that picture will be aroused sexually or not. I didn't. I just feel very peculiar. Why you have to meditate on this kind of thing? You can just read Playboy or something. More detail, I was thinking like that. But of course I didn't tell anybody at that time. Don't you tell anybody now. Only between us, okay? Now you know. And then you went home after the initiation, you try to remember all the details, the silver disc and the word and all that, on top of your head, and you imagine another Buddha on your head, and I forgot many details. And you have to recite special prayers. They call Guru Puja or something like Guru, the offering to the Guru, the praise to the Guru. It goes something like, "Oh Master, you are the most compassionate, you are the most wise, you are the most omnipotent," thing like that. You would rescue my soul from the depths of my ignorance, bring me from the darkness to light, nourish my soul with all the wisdom and love, and things like that. Such a beautiful poetry. Even if you don't have to believe in Tibetan, or you don't have to believe in Buddhism or any kind of guru, it's a very beautiful as an essay to read to yourself. It's very nice. Yeah, something like that, It's longer than that. And you should do this Guru Puja every morning or evening or any evening. And then you do your meditation on these two erotic bodies, body parts. There's a lot more, So you see, it depends on where you are and what you believe in, that you would judge a spiritual meaning or another. You see, you have to know. You just have to be open, You just have to be, natural, spontaneous, in order to learn all these things without judgmental. And now here, you know the Tibetan Buddha statues sometimes, They are more than just bikini, and non-bikinis. You know those Buddha statues with all full figure? Also in Indian, many temples, they carve all this kind of erotic posture of man and woman on them too. It's very common in many religions. And it had never aroused in me any kind of negative feeling or any kind of judgment or any kind of critical thinking. I don't know why, but I just did not have any of them. I suppose people would think, oh, what kind of religion or any, I don't know if they do like that. But I never thought like that. I was just too eager to learn about spiritual practice that I thought, maybe, why not? I try hard in case it is true, but it didn't help so much. So I said, forget it. Kuan Yin method, best. Okay, If I remember anything else, I'll tell you another time. Okay? It's okay. Don't worry. I will fly over. It's late now. No, I don't need it. Thank you. It's late. Everybody go home. Okay? Bye. I'm worried. I promise you to come a few more days and I cannot keep. So, okay, it's up to you. If you want to come, you come. But if you don't want to come, you don't come, okay? I cannot promise I come or I don't come. If I come, you know I come. If I don't come, you know I don't come. All right? Because I think enough for a while. Okay? Okay. You're very welcome. Yes? After, yes. Yeah. Why is that? Think. I had nothing to do. I run around, just do everything, you know? Till I go to the church or go to the temple, it's okay. But you don't have to do that. I do that so that I can tell you don't need to. I told you already what it is. If you want, I can go and try it. Wait 10 years. Bye-bye. Have a good time at home and everywhere else every day. Okay? God bless you.